Francis Ngannou came out, and Francis Ngannou had said, I hate to lose, but I needed to lose to Stipe to prepare myself for the title. Now, here's the question. Is that a reality, or is that something that guys just say? You've probably heard it before. Losing was the best thing that ever happened to me. You probably heard that, and it's a nice little Band-Aid to put on there and a way to move on to the next step. And a lot of times you need that. A lot of times you got to just move on to the next step. There will be times as an athlete, you got to block something from your bubble. Did it happen? It just did not happen. Take it off the board. You're laying in bed at night, you're thinking about your career, thinking about some of your experiences. There are some things you have to just throw out. That just didn't happen. You must lie to yourself as a way of preparing yourself. So there's a lot of things that happen there. But when I saw Ngannou say that, I was on the underground, saw the kids on the underground were talking about this. This is where this came up. And a lot of them were saying that it was nothing more than him just trying to tell himself that. While I don't know, I will share a story with you. Daniel Cormier had his first loss. It was to John Jones. And we were working together at Fox. And Steve Becker was the director of the show. And Cormier quit coming in for work. He didn't show up for like 3 weeks. And Becker's calling him. Becker's saying, hey, you got to get in here. You got work to do. And by the way, you're very topical right now. Even if it's for reasons you don't want it to be, people want to hear from you. And I have the rights to you, which means I have the rights to that footage, and that you got to get to work. Cormier said, Becker, I can't do it. He said, I'm hurting right now. And I know myself. And I haven't lost very many times. I've had a good athletic career. I haven't lost very many times. But I know this pain. And I need to feel this pain. I need to sit here at my house with nobody around. And yes, I'm depressed, but I need to be. I need this pain because I know what it does to me when I come out the other side of it. And Becker accepted that. He didn't like it, but he accepted it. And it turned out to be a very true thing. Cormier knew himself. He'd only lost a handful of times, right? Most of us can't even relate to that. Hey, how do you respond after a loss? Like, yeah, lose all the time. How do I respond after a loss? Get beat all the time. I mean, that's usually sports. Wouldn't matter if you're playing baseball or you're playing football or basketball. Wouldn't matter if you're LeBron. You know how many times LeBron loses a year? That's generally the reality. Tiger Woods gets beat all the time. Okay, for Cormier, he'd lost like 5 times in 9 years. So it was different. And he could isolate and he could identify and he did know exactly how he responded to each one of those setbacks. I say that for you because he went on to become a world champion. He left became champ, became world champion of a whole different weight class. I mean, he did some remarkable things. But he was able to pinpoint a lot of that motivation, which he needed at that time to recapture and reclaim, to a pain. And he wasn't in a hurry to make that pain go away, like most people. Hey, new day. That alarm goes off, you get up and you answer the bell. Face the world. Good advice. He knew himself. And he was a coach. And an athlete will always be their own best coach. An athlete that's great will never coach themselves. They'll always have a coach. But an athlete will always be their best coach. They know. They know. And he took control and he took charge. He felt pain. But it motivated him and he knew that it would. So I offer you that story in conjunction for the kids on the underground that are debating this. As it pertained to Ngannou's statement. Maybe it's something you just say. But maybe it's not. Maybe there's a real thing there. Maybe he was getting too big for his britches. Maybe that spotlight came a little bit too bright and a little bit too fast. Maybe. And maybe he needed to be humbled to get hungry again. Maybe. That's how I interpret it. And I thought it was meaningful and I thought you'd appreciate the story.
Uncle Chael, there's no bad guy like Uncle Chael. Never lost, not even around. Undefeated, undisputed, oh yeah. Here comes a bad